Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender in Europe, game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. This is the Thousand Year Reich series. I'm Jun43. We are getting ready to go into a fair weather turn for June of 1943, which means the Germans will have 4 fair weather turns in a row: June, July, August, and September. So they should be able to do whatever they want, wherever they want. So away we go. Let's see, start hitting the forward button. There's no declarations of war. Economies are straightforward. They have a ton. They have like 34 now, 14 plus 3. They have 34. Why is he at 36? He's at 34. And then I think he actually gives one to the Italians, if I remember right. Is that right? Yeah, the Italians went up to 13. So that's to help them do their fleet. And they do an airplane, 2 convoys. That's 9. And then 4 more for a fleet makes 13. So that's why he keeps giving one to the Italians so that their fleets can stay full up too. What are we at now? So we're in strategic warfare against the West. He rolled an 11. I'm already at 9. I figured I was going to hang on to my ultras because I thought I might need them in combat up here because of all the fair weather I'm going to be facing. So that's what I was trying to do. Oh, and he brings a Vichy French guy over here. He picked up the Swede when he picked up the marker. We had to put the Swede back later. So now we're into actions. I didn't have any strategic moves for my guys. Did I take the marker off? Yes, I did. So, yeah, there we are. Okay. So he brings the German aircraft over. And he's going to pound my Air Force into non-existence again. Started to activate the armored unit, and it's like, no, you got to do your aircraft first. So I'm at minus. Is it plus 3? I guess he didn't. Why didn't he do the aircraft first? So he rolled a 6 plus 1. What the fuck is going on? I have no idea what the hell's going on, people. I guess he's doing air first. But he had started off with the ground combat. Again, out of sequence. It's very disconcerting to have things done out of sequence. Especially when I'm trying to do a video because I don't know what the heck we're doing. So now he's going after another airplane, I think. 2 plus 5, 4 plus 1. So we got a 7 to a 5. I guess he didn't go again. What the hell? Maybe he fought me in the air, that's what it was. And now he's a 0 to my first RAF. And he did me in. He did get my 2 sorties, but I got to get in on the combat. So plus 5 to plus 3. He rolled a 7. I rolled an 8. And now he's going to get his last attack here with only one movement point left. I throw an ultra in to help the guy. So he's at least at a 0. I'm at -5. Oh, because I'm throwing in Bomber Command. Just his airplane. Gets 2 sorties on my airplane, but I get in, so I'm +2 and he's +5. He rolled an 11. Finally got that really high number. I rolled a 3, so I was eliminated. He moves in to take the hex. Now he's going to blow up the American airplanes. With a German sortie and an Italian sortie, and then he's going to blow up the American army here. So he's +2. He's at +4 with the German infantry, but he should be minus... Oh yeah, I'm not in any bad weather. So it's +4 to +3. I think he throws in an airplane. I threw in an ultra to make it +4 to his +6 because he threw in an airplane. So it was +6 to +4. He rolled, of course, an 11. So I'm flipped. So once again, the splits go his way. You know, when he's got a 3-point split on the dice and a 2-point split on the pluses, it's really hard to beat him. And 4 turns for my ultra to come back, and then he's doesn't even bother with an airplane. I don't think this time. He just goes at +4 to my +1, which wins. So he kills the Americans. I lose an American will. And then when he takes the hex and moves forward like that, then Fighter Command has to be eliminated because it has nowhere it can go that it will end up in supply, because everybody on the transit lines in Northern Ireland are already max stacked for airplanes. So Fighter Command has to be eliminated. And he keeps... oh, I'm hitting back. And he decided not to take the hex and move this guy up instead. He goes 1, 2, and then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to attack into Belfast. So he's got 1 attack. He throws his tanks and his heavy artillery and an airplane. So he's at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -3. So he's +5 to my +1. He rolls an 8. And I rolled a 5. +1 is 6. So the Canadians barely held at Belfast. And then it's 6 turns for his heavy artillery. So I won't see that for a while. And then the other airplane goes flying back into France somewhere. So he doesn't have to supply it. Just trying to figure out where to put it. And I think that was about it in the West. Here come the Turks. And he puts that Turk back in there, which was in the wrong hex to begin with, but I'm not going to go there. And that was him putting back that Swede I pointed out when he did the strategic movement. When he picked up the marker, he actually picked up the Swede. So he put the Swede back where it belongs and moved it. And then he ran this Finn. I'm not sure what he did with this Finn. And he ran it behind the Swede over there. I think at this point, if I'm not mistaken, he's got 29 left. Yeah, he's got 29 left. I'm not sure what else he did. He does have some airplanes and stuff to do. Where the hell are we? I have no idea where the hell we're at. Maybe we're doing air combat down here in the... Maybe we're doing air combat in the south. That's what we're doing. I really don't know what this combat is. Somehow I'm at -5 on something. Defender's at -5, the attacker is at 0. What in the world are we doing? I have no idea. I don't know why he was at 0. The weather there is... Oh, the weather here is poor. That's right. So he was +2, -2, and I was minus a bunch. Okay. Ah, God. Getting confused. Or no, it's not. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. It is poor weather. Okay, and then he has... moves that guy up to the front, that guy up. Marches him into Alexandria, thinks about it, says, no, I want to save the Italian points to do all my stuff. He moves the Vichy guy up. And moves the Spaniard down to Lisbon. And I think that was it. He goes into a supply subphase, does his 2 supplies there. He lets this infantry go into low supply, so he only has to supply 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And I think he doesn't. I think he even lets the armored go into low supply. I think he only supplies 3 guys, 2 airplanes and 1 infantry, and then it lets the Italian die. When he goes to supply that Italian fleet, I said, I'm going to intercept you and run you up because it's fair weather over here. So I'm at +2. He's at 0. I rolled a 5. He rolled a 2, so he took 2. He's technically at low supply now, so he's an extra -2. I'm +1. Rolled a 7 to his 1. I rolled him up to 5, and I said, I'm at 2, you're at 5, I'll stop. And you can go ahead and be in supply. So his supply cost him 5 sorties to get that fleet in, which is one of the reasons why when he was intercepted the first time, he should have just gone into press. So that was just an experiment on our part to see how that all works. I'm over here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I went ahead and attacked that guy. So I'm 1, 2. I should be 2 minus 2. Should be 0 to 0. Or 0 to -2. Why am I +1? I'm not +1. I should be 0. Should have been a 0, which would have been a 6. He still would have rolled a 1, so he still would have been eliminated, but I got the pluses wrong. That should be a 0. I'm only +1 in poor weather for the armor. +1 British, +1 the other, so I was +2, and he was -2, so, and then I was -2 for the weather. So I would have been a 6 net, and he still would have been a 1, which is a DD, which eliminates the garrison unit. That naval unit goes up to 4. I think that was it. I think we're on to replacements for the Axis. Of course, he does his airplanes and his convoys, like usual, and he also does the Italian fleet. And Italian Air Force. I think I'm doing the West now, so I'm getting the Americans. The British spend 3 there. 7, 10. Russians go ahead and just replace all those guys, just because I don't know what else to do with the Russian points at this point. Skipped out of the upgrade phases. Right, and Oh, I also flipped over the Canadians in case you were wondering. As you can see, I build the American airplane, and I build the BF because I had nowhere to build it in England, so I had to build it out here. Oh, we're in diplomacy. Sorry. Yeah, we're in diplomacy phase. The Axis pulls another political success. They just can't fail. I'm not sure what he did with this one. Let me look to see what else he had. And I think he went for French North Africa, or did he? Started to go for French North Africa, and then I think he pulled back on it. I could be wrong. He was like, no, let's go back. No, maybe he did. Well, now I'm really confused. Oh, and he rolled a 4. That's what it was. He rolled a 4. So he went ahead and took French North Africa, but he rolled a 4, so he should not get any of their forces. I believe I just deleted them off. Yes. So no forces, no pluses or minuses on the diplomacy front, no other stuff. So he controls all those things, so now he can just, put somebody on the Casablanca. Put a Spaniard down in Casablanca and just basically have the Atlantic all garrisoned up. So, and then this is me. I think this is me cleaning up the Who's Ally bits. Yeah. So Germany's gotten Spain, Turkey, Sweden, Finland, Yugoslavia, Italians, Romania, and the Vichy French. So they've picked up 8 miners. French North Africa as well, but they just surrendered. So they're theirs and surrendered to them. And same thing I have with the Syrians. They came in on my side but surrendered immediately, and I have had 9 guys come up for the West. And the Soviets don't have any miners at all. So the only thing we have left is Bulgaria and Ireland, I believe. And in my case, this is us just looking at the cup. I think I put a political success in, and so did the Russians, just to try and see if we can't do something for the West to get Ireland in before he goes back to war with the Russians. Now we're just doing end of turn phase. God, that was a long turn for nothing, for horrible weather. So, went backwards. So we put all the stuff out there. We go into July, which we know what the weather is. So we don't have to do anything there. And we go straight into strategic warfare. And we do the economies first. And we go to strategic warfare. I'm at +2. He's at +5. I didn't play anything again because I didn't see the point with me not having... I get myself up to 5 or 6 factories, then it's worthwhile for me to try and chip them down, but I can't really... With this kind of disparity at +5 to +2, I can't really chip the Germans because he's going to get a minimum of 6. And the best I can get is an 8. So I can't chip him because a 6 to an 8 is a diamond. So there's no reason for me to play the things. I need to get way too high in numbers to chip him down. So he rolled a 1 plus 5 is a 6. I rolled a 2 plus 2 is a 4, so nothing happened. Strategic movement, he brought an armored over to the east. I think I didn't do anything else. How did he get down to 1 sortie? Oh, I guess he flew up from Cherbourg. That's what he did. Okay. Trying to figure out where he came from. Okay. So now he's doing air combats. Got rid of my American bombers and my British airplane, my British fighter. And he brought him up, and then he had the Italians fly away. That airplane fly down there. And now he's coming down to the Middle East. That guy in there. This guy there. What the fuck? Plus 2. Oh, he's rolling his airplane against my airplane. So he's at 2. I'm at -3. He's at 3. I need a 6 or 5. 6 actually. So -3, but it didn't really matter. So I go up to 2. He goes up there, and then he attacks. But +2 to my +3. I don't think I have anything I can play, or do I have an ultra? Do I have an ultra? No, I don't have. I have free forces. So he's. I go ahead and throw my free forces so that I'm at +4. And he goes and throws in his airplane and his tank. So he's 2, 4, 6, -2. He's +4 to +4. He rolls a 9. I roll a 6. I can't roll high enough. I'm forced to retreat. These guys will have to go back here. Of course, he's going to take it, and then he's going to attack me isolated. So it's +4 to my +3. He rolls a 9. I rolled a 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has one more attack. He rolls a 6, and I roll a 6. So he doesn't kill me this turn, but he'll get him next turn because I can't get him off the beaches. So very disappointing play on my part. And he brought the Italian fleet, went sailing to there, and I think I just didn't bother. I said it's not worth it. I can't. It just didn't seem like it was worth the trouble. So he's slowly but surely garrisoning all the Atlantic ports. He supplied his 2 Germans and his aircraft. Left that infantry go to no supply because he's just going to get it removed. So I tried to do my counterattack. All I've got is the 8th Army at +3. Made his German infantry go down to 0. And you can throw in an airplane to get back up to +2. So it should be +3 to +2. Oh no, I'm -1 for the city, so I'm +2. He throws in his airplane, so he's +3. I rolled a 5. He rolled a 6. I did it again. I rolled a 4. He rolled a 7, which stopped my attack and ended my bid at trying to fight in the Middle East. So I went ahead and sent this convoy back up here. I said there's no point to this. Picked up the BEF and just sailed it back down to be in the general area of the Middle East. And then I think I went ahead and tried to do an amphibious invasion. Again, just trying to break this German army so I can maybe do something. Probably should have done the invasion first, but just wasn't thinking ahead. But so I was -1 +2, 3, 4. I think it was +2 to +2 again. No, I'm only +1. Did I do this? Or did I not? Yeah, because I'm +1 because of the tank. +2 for this. That's +3 -2. Should only be +1 to +2. And I can't roll. So everything failed. And any hopes of me coming back in this game are pretty much dashed. I can't muster enough firepower to stop the Axis anywhere. And then they're still going to have plenty enough to be able to stop the Russians as well. So this game is becoming more and more hopeless as we go along. So we're just doing replacements. My hand is getting... upgrades, mobilization for the Axis. I don't think he had any. West, did I build something? So I built something. Oh, he built infantry. He built some infantry and Turks. I built home fleet and rebuilt the 5th armored. So we're in diplomacy phase. Pulled a no event. I put both in and had the Soviets then pull. Didn't I? Why didn't I pull a chain? Oh no, he skipped. That's right. He skipped completely. He said, I have no further use for the diplomacy cup. So I loaded it with the West and pulled with the Soviets. Or no, I pulled with the West and loaded with the Soviets. So the West is trying to get Ireland before they go back to war with Soviets. That's all there really is. The only thing he had left to try and get was Bulgaria, and he's not really interested. So now we're doing end of turn phase stuff. So he got all of his Itzo stuff. He picked up another factory, so he should be at +4. So now he's going to be at 36 points. And then we go into August. We know what the weather is. Turn these things off so you can see us jump around. And that's us just doing production. That's fairly straightforward. We're into strategic warfare. He rolled an 8, and I rolled a 7, so I think I actually got a British factory back. I should have, but I didn't take it. What's going on? Why aren't you advancing? Yeah, okay, I don't know shit what that was. And then we go to, oh, now he's doing his things here. I think we're strategic movement. If I remember right, he decided, I don't need this in the Middle East anymore since I've kicked you out of Basra. He's going to take it back to the east. And then he activates, I didn't have any strategic moves. He activates attacks with the tanks, and I might get +1. And he's at 2, 4, 6 without the airplane. Then he goes up to 7. Since I'm only +1. No, he rolled a 7. I rolled a 7. Then he rolled a 10. And at +1, the best I can get is a 6. So it's going to flip me. But I rolled a 2. +1 is a 3. Against his 10, that was a DD result, which I can't resolve. So then I was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get the infantry out of the way. Then bring a Turk down here. Bring this Turk down here. This Turk goes north. And airplane flies back up to the east. And then he goes ahead and gets the infantry out of the way. Oh, infantry, get out of the way. Oh, I think he's doing airplanes here. He's just trying to get rid of the British Air Force. Brings in another German aircraft. Make sure he gets rid of the British Air Force. He's not really worried about the Americans because there's no Americans to defend. But he wanted the British Air Force out of the way so he can try to kill the Canadians and take Belfast. Or at least make them retreat. Get me out of supply. So he moves the armored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 2 for the city, 2 for the straight, 1 for the guy. And he has that wrong. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He should only have 3 movement points left. Let him get another one. He's attacking die roll. He's at a 4. If he throws in an airplane, that's 5, 6 minus 3. So he's at +3 to my +3. I should be +3. What the hell? I'm only +2. -3 going across. He's starting off at +1 to +3. Okay. Then he throws in his airplane to make it +3 to +3. He rolls a 6, I roll 6. Then I think I let him have another attack here, which is illegal. He should not have had 2 attacks. Because it costs 2 for the straight, 2 for the city, and 1 for the guy. So it costs 2, 4, it costs 5 to attack across the straight, and he spent 2 movement points to get there. So he shouldn't have had the second attack. God damn it. Anyway, he rolls an 8, I roll a 7, so I hold anyway, but he should have never had the second attack. He shouldn't have had to waste the sortie on the airplane. This is something that he wanted me to remember, that he wanted this guy in low supply, but even though we're in the middle of the action phase, he wanted to make sure he goes to no supply so he can remove him. He wants to rebuild him later. He's moving some Germans around. Oh, I'm hitting the back button. Sorry about that. So he's got Germans running around in Spain. Moves this guy on up to there. Moves this Finn into front of that Finn. And I think we're in the... He takes him off now, which, again, for video, this is very bad. If you're just playing, it's no big deal. But for video, it's very bad for him to do that to me. So I keep trying to tell him, for video, you got to follow the rules so people know what the heck we're doing. Anyway, he chose not to intercept my bombers with anything. He figured he has extra subs, I guess, and he can afford to give me an extra +2 for one turn. So, this was me just kind of shifting things over into the North Atlantic Ocean so that they'll all be close at hand to do things. This convoy brings the BEF over there and then comes running back up here so it can help convoy duties out of North America. And did the Soviets do anything? I don't think so. We're in replacement phase for the Axis, so they're just bringing down the airplanes and the convoys. And I think that's it. I think I'm doing the Wests, but I didn't move the turn thing. Flipping over my guys, getting all my stuff back. Did I bring down whole fleet? I think I did. Nope, now we're into building. Sorry, I went right by the building phase. I built home guard in North America just so I have a unit to come traipsing in for garrison duty. I didn't have much else to do with my points or with things I could build because these things just came. The 8th Army just got into my card. It was destroyed this turn. So anyway, diplomacy. We're just trying to see what's in there. I was trying to make sure. So I had one of his things. And I don't think we did anything in the diplomacy phase. I figured it wasn't worth it anymore. I think we just all kind of gave up. Because the Soviets can't get anywhere with it, and the West can only get, like, Ireland. And it's just not... Ireland would be nice, but the chance of me getting a diplomatic failure and then having to conquer Ireland, I might as well just declare war on them and conquer them if I have to do that. So we are into the end of turn. We're in September, so we're going to have die rolls. So here's a bunch of stuff. Germans get a 6 and a 1, so their airplane comes in 6, and their garrison comes in 1. And then the Russians have a bunch. Oh, they had 2. They get a 1 and a 6, so they get their armor early and their heavy artillery later. I'd rather had that reverse. And then there's one mulberry, which of course I roll a 6, so it doesn't come in until March. So, again, I'm getting to be more and more... variable entry makes it much, much more difficult for you to plan ahead because you have no idea. You only know what's coming in the next 6 months. You can't plan more than 6 months ahead. And even then, you don't know until you roll the dice. So in March, anything you plan to do in summer could be totally screwed up because all your guys come in at the wrong time. And same thing here in September. Anything you plan to do over the winter could be all screwed up because, like in my Russian case, heavy artillery is not coming till March. I won't have it through the winter months, which is when it's most effective. So it's very, very disconcerting when stuff doesn't come in very fast. And so there we are. That's the end of the July through August, I think it is. We'll start up with September next time. Again, this is a 1000 Year Reich series. Things do not look good for the West and the Soviets. We are playing it out because we want to see if the West and the Soviets can actually make any kind of headway at all against this kind of super juggernaut of the Axis. I don't believe so. I think my best chance I missed when I had a chance to mess with the Germans in England with that one armored unit. If I could have deleted that, if I could have destroyed that armored unit rather than just flipping it, which I could have done with partisans, which I just didn't think about, that would have given me a decent chance to be able to push down into towards southern England during the summer months, because I would have been able to get enough units in there to actually be able to outnumber or at least match him until he brought another armored unit in or something, which would, require him to do some logistical moving, and I probably could have gotten some interceptions on fleets and things like that. But as it is, since I'm pushed back into Ireland there, and I lost my bid to hang on to Basra because, again, I didn't play correctly when I won the combat, I should have placed myself adjacent to Basra, and that would have forced him to push me back into Basra, which he wouldn't have been able to do for a couple of turns. And I would have had a chance to, again, get someone else in there to be in Kuwait with another airplane and all sorts of other things that would just change the complexion of what was going on down there. Anyway, I'm Jun43, as always. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the like button from the YouTube point of view. Lets them keep that, the algorithms that they use, they base it on likes and stuff. So likes and watches, if you watched it and you hit the like button, then it kind of raises up in their algorithm for people that are looking for unconditional surrender videos, and so they'll see these. Until we meet again, stay safe. Bye-bye.